Welcome again to Online Philosophy. This week we're going to study Rene Descartes and modern philosophy. But before we do, we need to look at the shift from medieval philosophy to modern philosophy. And three movements lubricated that transition: the Renaissance in the 14th century, the Reformation in the 15th century, and the Copernican Revolution also in the 15th century. The Renaissance, starting around 1300, was a renewed appreciation of art, science, and learning, assisted by the rediscovery of ancient scientists and ancient philosophers. This loosened the hold of Aristotle and scholasticism and encouraged the study of competing philosophers. They competed and disagreed with Aristotle, so this required individual judgment and broke down the authority of the church, which was used to telling people what to think. This paved the way for democracy and undermined the Roman Catholic Church and destroyed the scholastic system. It promoted secular learning, and the authority of the church began to erode. The second movement that helped make the shift from medieval to modern philosophy was the Reformation, beginning around 1400. The Roman Catholic Church had become wealthy beyond imagination. Pope Paul II wore a crown worth as much as a palace, and the church owned much of the modern world. 1/3 the wealth of Germany, 3/4 the wealth of France, and 1/3 the land of Italy. The Reformation exposed corruption in the Roman Catholic Church. It exposed that the donation of Constantine was fraudulent. The donation of Constantine was a document in which the Roman Emperor Constantine supposedly deeded land to Pope Sylvester and his successors, that is, the Roman Empire. It was the basis for the Pope's claim to rule the Holy Roman Empire. It was exposed as fraudulent by Lorenzo Valla in 1440, determined to have been forged in 756. Greed was also exposed. The Roman Catholic Church began to sell ecclesiastical offices, and Pius II refused to confirm Dieter von Eisenberg as Archbishop of Mainz when he refused to pay 25,000 guilders, which is about $26,000 in modern U.S. money. The clergy demanded up to 20 times the legal fee for ecclesiastical services. Immorality was exposed. While the clergy was 2% of the population, the clergy was accused of 23% of sex crimes. And Erasmus, who was a lifelong priest, said, I quote, "Many convents of men and women differ little from brothels." Cruelty was exposed, famously the Inquisition. Let's just look at one of the many Inquisitions, the Spanish Inquisition, that ran between 1480 and 1500. In the Spanish Inquisition, as many as 8,800 people were killed for heresy. A low estimate was 2,000. Nevertheless, 96,494 people were punished by losing their property or other disciplines in that 20-year period. Out of this unholy church roared Martin Luther, who claimed that Rome has no more authority than any other church. He said that every Christian is a priest. He said that canon law has no authority. And he claimed that the Bible teaches that salvation is by grace through faith. There is no need for sacraments. People began to listen to Luther and people like him, and the credibility of the church eroded. It lost its authority, and individuals were encouraged to think for themselves. Subsequently, all authority was questioned. First the church, then the king, and then the lords of the manors. The third movement that helped make the shift to modern philosophy starts around 1473, the Copernican Revolution. Aristotle had taught that the earth was the center of the universe. All medieval science accepted that, and the Roman Catholic Church built its theology around that assumption. Man is the center of the universe. Man's home is the center of the universe. Copernicus theorized that the earth revolves around the sun. Now the earth is just a celestial speck in the sky. Church doctrine is threatened. Church authority is in danger. This new science threatened the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church claimed to be the source of all knowledge. To question its science was to question its theology. In 1633, it condemned Galileo for defending Copernicus' view. They were yet to be published, but Galileo published and was not authorized to publish according to the church. Thus, he was sentenced to life imprisonment, though it was house arrest. Thinking people turned from the church to independent study for answers to metaphysical questions. René Descartes is important, in part because he smoothed the transition from medieval to modern philosophy. Indeed, he is known as the father of modern philosophy, and he shifted the emphasis of philosophy from metaphysics, the study of what is real, to epistemology, the study of knowledge. Here's to a good week in philosophy.